Hi, my name is Jacob Frears and I am an AMGA Apprentice Rock Guide, and in today's video we're going to be talking about building 2-bolt anchors. In this video, the first thing we're going to do is focus on 5 different anchor setups that I'm going to show you and kind of walk you through, and then at the end we will go over a checking method that I use to double check and triple check all of my anchor setups. Before we hop into that, I do real quick want to address a question that a lot of people have about building anchors. That first question I want to address is, where do I clip my top carabiner to my actual bolts? Some people are going to tell you that you need to clip them to the hangers, or some people are going to tell you that you need to clip them to the lowest piece of the anchor. What I would do is I would think about 2 main things. What's going to make this the easiest to clean, and then 2, what is going to be the most streamlined to keep my anchor nice and organized. So most of the time what that means is if you have large rings at the bottom that are big enough to fit a bight of rope through, I normally clip to those bottom rings. If it's a skinnier chain that I can't fit a rope and a carabiner through, most of the time in that case I will clip it to the actual hanger. For this first anchor setup, we're going to go with the one that is probably the most common and probably the most used. And that's going to be 2 quick draws opposite and opposed. It's very simple to make. All you're going to need to do is take your 2 carabiners, clip one with the gates facing out, clip the other with the gates facing the other direction. You're going to take your lead line, clip into these bottom carabiners, and then double check that all of your gates are opposite from each other. It's nice and easy. It's very simple. The main reason I would use this anchor setup, if it was me and a partner out, probably just the 2 of us, and we were just doing a route really fast, going up and down, and then I was leading, second was cleaning. It's easy, it's fast, it's an option I use a lot. The second option is going to be pretty similar to the first. I'm going to start the same way with my 1 quick draw facing out, and then instead of taking another regular quick draw, I'm going to take a locking draw, which is just a carabiner with a locker on each end. I'm going to clip it just like I would my regular quick draw, opposite and opposed, and then again come down, clip, and make sure you lock that. The reason I would use this setup instead of just 2 quick draws is maybe my anchor, I can't see it from the ground. It's behind a lip. Maybe it's right over an edge. It's something that's going to give me some extra security when my anchor is in a less than optimum position. The third anchor setup I'm going to show you is a quad anchor. There's a couple different ways you can make this one. What I'm going to use today is a 180 centimeter sling, or a triple link sling. You could also use 13 feet of 7mm accessory cord. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bar tack on my cord and I'm going to double it up and keep that bar tack nice and close to my hand. I'm going to then take my doubled up sling, tie a flat overhand, and then I'm going to go to this other side and do the exact same thing over again. Tie that flat overhand to where this is what my cord looks like. The next thing I'll do, take 2 regular carabiners and clip them to your bolts. Take the loop end and clip 2 on this side and 2 on this side. This should leave you with your cord looking like this, with 4 different strands here at the bottom. The next thing you'll do is separate those into groups of 2 and take 2 other carabiners, clip it to those 2, take the other one and clip it to those same 2, and then make sure that those are opposite and opposed, just like our quick draws were. This is a quad anchor setup. The reason I would use this is if I had multiple people out in my group, maybe a bigger group of 5 or 6 people, we're setting up a top rope for quite a while. It allows this master point to slide as the climb goes different directions, which is a big benefit. And it makes cleaning really, really easy, which is honestly one of the main reasons I like it. But this is the quad anchor. It's another really good option. Our fourth option is going to be a little more of a classic style anchor, something you've probably seen before. It's going to be a single loop of cordage that is then brought down to a single master point. I like to use a double length sling when I can, so 48 inches. The first thing I'll do is I'll start just like I started with my quad anchor and put these wire gates on before I do anything else. Then I'm going to let my entire loop be open, clip it to one side, clip it to the other side. It's still in that open loop. I'm going to pull down from in between my carabiners to where I make sure I'm creating a big V here. Make sure your bar tack is up out of the way. And then it's really simple. You just take your little loop that you have down here and tie either a overhand or a overhand figure 8. Whatever you have enough cordage for. And then again, just like the quad, I'll take my 2 other carabiners, make sure I'm clipping to both loops inside this master point, and then make sure they're opposite and opposed, just like all of our other anchors. This is definitely more popular in multi-pitch environments, but it is a great skill to know, even if you're single pitch climbing, because a double length sling is something that you have on you a lot of the time. The last 2 things I want to leave y'all with is, number 1, don't be top roping through fixed permanent gear. These rings and chains are up there for the last climber to be lowered back down to the ground after they have cleaned the anchor. And the second thing I want to leave you with is all of these techniques take a lot of time and a lot of practice. So make sure that you are patient with yourself and with your partners as you're learning these new skills.